What's going on? Welcome back to another video. My name's Rob. In today's video, I'm going to be predicting and breaking down every fight on this upcoming UFC Noche card. Jean Silva versus Diego Lopes, probably the best UFC fight night main event of the year. And I'm going to be breaking down every fight on this card and giving my predictions. Last time I did this, it didn't go too hot. Um, but we'll see how I do this time. Let's get right into it with the first fight on the card. Rodrigo Cezinado versus Danil Danchenko. Um, so this is the tough finale fight. Honestly, I don't know much about both of these guys. I didn't watch Tough. But I am gonna go with Danil Danchenko. Um, I watched a little bit of tape on this guy, and he seems to have the better striking. Um, and yeah, he had a knockout on Tough. I'm gonna go with him. He is a solid favorite here. I'm gonna go with him by knockout in the second round. Yeah, people are picking him as well. Only 24 years old, so this would be a nice prospect for the UFC. These guys, so this one's lightweight and he's welterweight, so interesting. Looks like Donchenko might have the speed advantage as well. Yeah, I'm going with Donchenko here. It's gonna be a welterweight, so yeah. I'm going with Donchenko there. Next fight, Elise Pereira versus Montserrat Rendon. Pereira is that 19-year-old, um, right? Yeah, 19-year-old making her debut. Um, she's got a lot of hype, obviously, because she's extremely young and only 5-0. Rendon 6-1 in the UFC. I am gonna go with Rendon. I am not picking a 19-year-old against Rendon, who has a really good wrestling pedigree, multiple takedowns in each of her two fights in the UFC. She did lose to Daria. Um, but I think Rendon wins. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know much about either of them, but I know Rendon is double her age, which is kind of crazy. But I am gonna go with Rendon. Um, she's a slight underdog here, so this would be a good betting opportunity for me. Um, a lot of people are picking Pereira. She's got a lot of hype. She is the bigger name, but I don't know, man. Like she's 19. Like how good is she really gonna like be against some? I know Rendon only has 7 fights, so I don't know. I'm gonna go with Rendon, but I could be wrong here. I'm gonna go with Rendon by decision. She grinds her out, takes her down. I think Pereira is mainly a kickboxer, so next fight, Alessandro Costa versus Alden Correa. Correa. Um, I think Costa runs through him. Correa, I was looking at him a little bit. His last fight was against a guy like 4-6 or something. Alessandro Costa is legit good in the UFC flyweight division. Legit 125 pounder. I believe he lost to like Urseg and then Albazi. Yeah, like he lost to legit good guys. He's legit um a guy that's probably going to be ranked eventually. I like Costa in this fight. I think he finds either a submission or a ground and pound. Yeah, it looks like everyone's all over him. He's a big favorite, which makes perfect sense. I don't know much about Coria. This is his debut. Maybe he just shocks the world and wins as a plus 300 favorite or underdog. I've seen that happen before. Um, so yeah, but I am gonna go with Costa. I think Costa. I'm gonna go KO in the second round. Next fight, Zach Reese versus Cedricus Dumas. I am never, ever picking Dumas in a fight. He has more arrests than MMA wins, so I am never picking Dumas. Zach Reese is honestly like he's a good fighter, man. I know he's chinny against Bekoyev. He got knocked out against the mat, and Brundage slammed him. Like, yeah, actually both times he got knocked out against the mat. Um, so yeah, as long as he avoids the mat, I think he'll be good. Dumas is honestly not a terrible striker, but I'm never picking him. This dude is up to mischievous things in all of his fight camps. Do not do not bet on this guy. Do not put your well-earned American US dollar on this guy. Um, Just don't do it, man. Don't trust this dude. Zach Reese is a legit decent fighter, man. I think Reese is gonna put him away. Um, Knockout. I'll go round three. I think they grind it out a little bit, and Reese finds a finish in the third round. Jesus Aguilar versus Louis Garul. I'm gonna go with Jesus Aguilar here. I think Aguilar's a little underrated flyweight, man. Who did he lose to? Rafael Estevam, where he got taken down 11 times and controlled the whole fight. Garul's gonna stand up with him. Honestly, this is a great fight. This is a banger. They're gonna stand up together. Garul got knocked out by Ode Osborne, but I don't know if he's gonna have the same problems here with a smaller opponent than him. Yeah, 5'4". Ode Osborne's obviously huge, like 5'11" or something like that. So he is at Factory X. I think Aguilar wins, but this is a banger. I could see this being a 29-28. Maybe someone gets finished. It's like a quick first round fight. But I'm going with Aguilar. This is a nice little underdog opportunity. I think Aguilar is pretty underrated. So I am going to go with Aguilar by decision. I think he's going to use that boxing. Maybe even mix in some grappling. I don't remember if he did it last fight, but maybe he mixes it in, and I think he gets it done by decision. Next fight, Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos. Suarez is coming off that loss to Zhang Weili, where she went 1 for 15 in takedowns. Lemos is coming off that win against, I believe, Lucindo. Yeah, Lucindo. Um, I saw Lemos was like plus 330. Dude, honestly, I don't know how Suarez is such a big favorite. That's insane to me. I am gonna pick her. Like, I don't know. Lemos is legit good, but she is 38. Dude, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Suarez. It's all gonna come down to if she can take her down. If she takes her down, Suarez is gonna submit her. So I would just bet on her getting a takedown and submitting her. So in that case, I do see Suarez winning. But Lemos at plus 330 is insane. That's insane, man. And it's probably gonna keep growing. So that might be worth a what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? A sprinkle. Might be worth a sprinkle on Amanda Lemos. I am going to go with Suarez. I think she bounces back, though, and finds a submission on the ground. But it's all going to depend on if she can take her down. If she can't take her down, she's fucked. And Lemos wins this fight. But if she gets her down, Lemos is not good with her submission defense. So I am going to go with Suarez by submission in the second round. Yep, people are all over that. I don't see it being a decision. I think if Suarez gets her to the ground, I think it's a sub. Next fight, Claudio Puelles versus Joaquim Silva. Puelles is a jiu-jitsu nerd and who lost to Dan Hooker and who else was it? Frez Ziam. And he fights once a year, once every like year and a half, honestly. He has 9 fights in the UFC in 9 years. Like that's just ridiculous. I don't know why they keep these guys around. I really don't. Not a fun fighter at all. Joaquim Silva, 36 years old. I believe he's that guy that almost beat Arman Sarukian, or not almost beat him, but he stunned him on the feet very well. I'm going to go with Joaquim Silva here. I think if Playas gets him to the ground, I don't think he'll find a submission. He very well could, but I trust Joaquim Silva's jiu-jitsu to stay alive and not get subbed. And once this goes to onto the feet, Joaquim Silva has a gigantic advantage. So I do see Joaquim Silva winning this. I'm gonna say decision. See, if you're taking Playas, it's by sub, but I'm gonna go with Joaquim Silva by decision. I think he grinds it out. He stays alive on the ground and wins points on the feet. So I'm going with Joaquim Silva. Next fight, the Battle of the Bums. Jose Medina versus Dusko Todorovic. Jose Medina is one of the worst fighters in UFC history. Now he did fight like pretty good guys. Okay, one good guy, Thibaut Gauthier, but he has like the most insane chin ever. Even Gaultier got through that chin, but yeah, I'm never picking that guy. I'm taking Dusko. Dusko's got talent, man. Dusko's got talent. He's not very good, but he's got talent and he's got potential. I'm taking I'm taking Todorovic in this garbage fight. It's probably going to be so garbage that it's going to be good. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this. I'm going to take Todorovic though. He's a big favorite though for a guy that's lost three in a row, but he is losing to way better guys. He got hurt here against CLD. Beats Jordan Wright. What is that? What is that guy called? Hollywood something. Hollywood. Well, I forget what his nickname is, but yeah, he loses to Zach Reese. Both these guys lose to Zach Reese, which I find interesting. Both by decision, but I am going to go with Dusko. I'm going with Dusko here. I think he finds a knockout in the first round. I think it's going to be they're just going to throw down right away. This one's interesting. Santiago Luna making his debut against Quang Lee. I'm going Quang Lee, and Quang is okay, he's a favorite here, but I thought the line flipped. I don't understand why this dude's like a borderline favorite now. He's 6-0. His last fight was a guy with a negative record, and Quang Lee is legit good. That performance against Gaston Bolaños was legit impressive. Um, I think Quang Lee wins. People are kind of split on this. I guess it depends. Maybe Santiago Luna, he is young, so maybe he leveled up since his last fight, and people just like his overall potential. Quang Lee's a finished product at about 34 years old, with a few losses on his UFC record. But this fight was competitive against Gutierrez, or I don't know if it was competitive, but he put up a good fight on short notice, I believe. Uh, I don't remember Long Zhao fight, but he did get finished. So I'm not saying Quang Lee is some stud, but man, against the guy making his debut who fought scrubs on Tough Enough, I'm taking Quang Lee all day, and I'm going to take him. I think I'm going to take him by submission. By submission. Mexicans can't grapple. Come on, we all know that. Next fight, Alexander Hernandez versus Diego Ferreira. The battle of the crafty vets. I'm going to go with Alexander Hernandez because I could see this fight being a stand-up battle. Both of these guys like to take it to the ground, like to grapple. Um, but I am going to go with Hernandez because I think his striking is better, and I see this playing out on the feet for 15 minutes. He just slept Chase Hooper. I don't know if he sleeps Diego. I could see it just being like a messy war. Diego does have some power as well, but I don't know. Diego is hard to trust at 40 years old, especially after that last fight, but I don't know. This is a tough one to pick. I wouldn't bet on Hernandez at minus 160, but I am picking him. I think it's a coin toss. And I am going to go with Alexander Hernandez by decision in that fight. Kelvin Gastelum takes on Dustin Stoltzfus. I'm taking the big fat teddy bear, Kelvin Gastelum, baby. We're getting back on track with a win here after that stinker against Joe Pyfer. I think Gastelum wins this. I don't really know how this plays out, but I just can't picture Kelvin Gastelum losing to Dustin Stoltzfus. His losses are all like great fighters, man. Sean Brady, Jared Cannonier, Joe Pyfer. He's lost to like Ian Heinisch, I think, which isn't too great, but I think Gastelum wins. Stoltzfus coming off that loss to Ruzaboyev, which is a completely different matchup. But yeah, I think Gastelum uses maybe some takedowns, uses his striking. He's gonna have a disadvantage in the reach here. Honestly, I'm not too confident in this pick. I love Gastelum, but I'm not too confident in this pick. They're about the same age. Stoltzfus has the reach advantage and the height. I think this fight should be closer to a pick. Not a pick 'em. I think Gastelum should probably be like minus 150. Because Stoltzfus has skills on the feet and in the wrestling. Although I don't see this going to the ground, I do still see Kelvin Gastelum winning by a decision. Next fight, Jared Flash Gordon taking on Rafa Garcia. I'm going with Jared Gordon, who is one of the most underrated lightweights in the division. Uh, he's knocked out Thiago Moises. That was a crazy knockout. Moises does not get flatlined like that. He won this fight against Hawkpraus. I don't care if it says it was a loss. Beat Mark Madsen, and then he beat Paddy Pimblett. Like, Gordon has good, legit wins on his record. Rafa Garcia has legit skill as well, which he used with the wrestling against Vince Pichel. But um, man, I think Gordon's just going to piece him up. I don't see this going to the ground. So, because I think the wrestling is going to counteract, and I think Gordon's striking is just cleaner. He has very underrated striking, man. 37 years old. But yeah, I think Jared Gordon finds a way to win this fight. I don't think he gets a finish, but I also didn't think he would get a finish against Moises, so you never know. Um, man, his last two wins have been finishes by knockouts. So maybe. You know what? I am gonna go with Gordon by knockout. And the reason why I'm gonna say round three, I think this is gonna be a barn burner in Mexico, man. I think they throw down. And I think Jared Gordon finds a finish in the third. That's just how I see the fight going, man. I think it finds the third and Gordon finds a finish. Next fight. Rob Font is taking on David Martinez on short notice. Man, Rob Font's the prospect killer, man. Gene Matsumoto, Adrian Yanez, Kyler Phillips. I think it ends here, man. I'm going with David Martinez. This guy is legit, bro. This guy's legit. His striking is so clean, and he has those leg kicks that help him win fights. This is not going to go to the ground. This is going to be a stand-up battle. I'm going with Martinez. A lot of people aren't picking him. I get it. This is a gigantic step up in competition to this dude. But I am going with Martinez on short notice. I'm not that confident in it. Font is obviously a beast, especially in the boxing, that long jab. But I am going to go with Martinez by decision. I don't see this. I don't see either one getting finished. I think the over 2.5 is a lock. Unless Rob Font just like comes in and starches him, and Martinez is just completely not ready for the fight. There's a chance then Font gets a finish. But Martinez, I don't see getting a finish just because Font is so tough. One of the best chins in the UFC. But I think Martinez is just going to be too quick for him. One of the best leg kicks in the division. And he's going to use that movement against a boxer like Rob Font and piece him up, I think, at range. Um, he is down in reach a lot, but the way he moves in and out, I think is going to help Martinez a ton. And I think he wins by decision. Rob Font's a legend, though, bro. He's a legend. I don't mean any disrespect by picking against him, but Martinez is my guy. I've always liked Martinez since his Contender Series fight, and he had a big win against Oliveira, who's a can, but still impressive in your debut. And I think Martinez is going to bring it home for Mexico. Here we are at our main event of the evening. Diego Lopes takes on Jean Silva in the main event of UFC Noche. I'm picking John Silva, right? John Silva, I think, wins this fight. I think Silva is just too vicious for Diego. I think Diego leaves his chin on a silver platter to get hit, and he gets hit a lot. Now, John Silva also can get hit. He can also get clipped. But I think John is just more dynamic, and I think he finds a way to win here. The Fighting Nerds just went 0-2 last year or last week. They all the other ones have a loss on their record this year, but I think John is the one, man. He's the one to get a belt. I think he takes out Diego. I don't know if I see him knocking him out, I'll be honest. Like Diego Lopez's chin is insane and he's super tough. I think if anyone gets a finish, it's Diego, quite honestly, or at least a knockout. Um, Maybe John finds a submission in a scramble or something, but I just don't see John Silva losing this fight. I think this dude is just so good everywhere, man. We've seen his takedown defense tested against Bryce Mitchell. We know how good his striking is. We know he has a submission game, and just the way he can adjust on the fly, like the way he threw in that ninja choke against Bryce was just crazy. Um, the betting odds are crazy as well. I would not say Jean should be this big of a favorite. I think it's going to go down a little bit. This is about right though. I mean, yes, I don't know, 70-30, whatever. But reaches for Diego, height. I think John is just going to find that chin and hurt him, and I think he's going to jump on a submission. I don't know. This is a really good fight, bro. This is a great main event. I love this main event. Maybe my favorite fight night main event of the year. I'm gonna go Jean by submission in the third round. I think Diego's just there to get hit too much. I love Diego Lopez, but he's just way too hittable. And John's gonna find that chin. He's gonna get him on the ground, and I think he slips in. I don't know, an arm triangle. I have no idea. He's probably gonna go for the ground and pound, but I don't know. I think John wins this fight. It's just too perfect um, of a story. And yeah, man. After this, he wins this. He's getting a title shot, and he's gonna knock out Volkanovski. It's gonna happen. So I'm calling it right now. You heard it here first. John Silva is my main event pick. If you guys enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and that is it. See you guys.